nuke side, just like most of Danish Counter-Strike. We see Astralis and Sprout, mainly not Danish fully, but have a Danish roster, who are also good on nuke. So maybe a challenge for NiP on nuke, but right now on their home turf, have trained for this best of 3. Pistol round and will be starting on the CT side. Already we do see Fragsters to sort of orientate their play toward the B bomb site quite early, and especially with 5 players being stat there, the utility can really come into the play where you can get the smokes out, get the flashes to really allow the players to split toward ramp and through toward higher. Get right though, finds 2 through the smoke. Already performing like he did in the previous best of 3 as he finds the one onto Dragonfly. It is now a 2 versus 5. Get right going ham. Very early in the pistol round. Already looks for a 4th. Does get tagged, but Rez is there to clean up, and Get Right helps out once more. NiP, a great pistol round to start with. A 4K from Get Right and keeping all 5 players alive. Get Right starting as NiP mean to go on. 4K in the pistol and NiP with a great opener to begin. Fragsters, of course, getting that bomb down, so we'll be investing into nothing for this round. Very basic, so that they can afford the rebuy in the next. The AKs will become present in the 3rd round. Once again, though, some early damage to be given to the T side. Already Letcro and Red find 2. Letcro with 1 more, and even tries to deny the bomb plant, which is going to be successful. There was a lot of talk on social media about how vacant Letcro was in that previous best of 3, but hopefully today he can come right out of his shell, show up in a very good standard, and he's set to do that already as he gets some decent kills to start with. Fragsters now, of course, investing into those AKs. We see the 5 being purchased, a little bit of utility, but a lack, of course, because of their stretched economy. They have to go for the full Kevlar because the helmet is pretty crucial, especially in a round like this where headshot potential is huge from NiP. Still a 1-for-1 trade out as Rez does burn refresh alive. Forest with a very quick swing out toward Electric Box. Trey comes back through straight away, and Bubsky to catch out Get Right now into a 3v2 advantage, lying with Fragsters here. Either way, though, NiP just going to stand their ground for now, playing both players toward the B bomb site, maybe trying to anticipate the rotate, but it isn't going to come through just yet. Fragsters focusing towards Ivy for the time being. But with a minute on the clock, there is a lot of time for them to work with. There's a lot of versatility that you can sort of bring into this round, especially you can wrap around towards CT. Just focus on the A bomb site. There's many options you can employ here. I mean, you do have Letcro manning down with the AWP, and as time does begin to tick away, he will just reposition in somewhat of a better angle right here, especially with his hold down to Ivy, but does get caught off guard by the AK of Torben, and that's already a 1 versus 3. Dennis inside of Popdog with a very big task at hand and already shut down by Dragonfly. Fragsters claim their 1st round. And with that, it is going to be NiP that the money's somewhat vacant here as they do invest into the full buy, bringing out the few M4s that they can afford. Still a UMP and a scout in play as well, which might not be the best idea right now for Ninjas in Pajamas. Still, though, NiP, they can try and just play these closed angles. There's not a lot of utility on sort of 3 or 4 of these players, so they have to rely on the raw aim duels, which, I mean, with the M4s is somewhat viable, but especially with the scout and the UMP, once that utility's been expent by Dennis, it does leave him very, very vulnerable. Especially put in situations where he might have to flash himself out. He is playing default on the site, though, so he can adapt to that weapon being used. Either way, though, NiP going to be subject to a B bomb site push. The bomb going to start to head down toward ramp. Dragonfly already waiting for the angle. Spots the head of Get Right and cleans him out off the back of the bomb site. Plan is successful now for NiP. For Fragsters. Retake might have to come through, but it might even force NiP into that save here. Flash is somewhat inaccurate. Rez can capitalize on that, and 4 versus 4. No defuse kit, though, on that CT side. A lack of money just not allowing that. Still, Forest be able to adjust to the head of down. Once again, though, it will force NiP to just retreat from the bomb site. Don't really want to be forcing the hand of Fragsters where there's a chance to lose these weapons for the CT side. So for the time being, they'll just fall back, save the weapons that they have, and look to move into the next round. And with Forest being low as well, you can't really trust the retake to be that successful. Still, Fragsters keeping their AWP alive and tying up the scoreline very early at 2-2. The money now starting to get a little bit low for NiP, but of course they saved a lot of those weapons, so there can be the 1 eco from Get Right. Every single player will be able to buy in the next then. But still though, Fragsters looking to take the lead very early on the T side of trade. Actually, Rez able to do a little bit of damage. Forest takes a close peek, but he's only going to be successful for 1 star with a very quick trade back onto him. And as that utility does get thrown down, the very important angles that NiP had to hold have just been smoked off right now. Still, trade comes through. Oh, Lekro nearly lines up top and does so as well. Dragonfly to trade 1 back and into a 2 versus 2. Gets the tag onto Rez. He's now down to 11 HP, and we do have to force in the rotation of the player Get Right from the flank. Has that UMP, but especially at the long range on angles like Dragonfly, and it's not going to be the safest bet. Already Bubsky's going to wipe him out. Now just Rez alone in a 1 versus 2. The bomb can be collected. The plant can potentially go down. Still, Rez is looking for this kill. He's hunting toward back of bomb train and actually might get successful here. Does spot the battle of Dragonfly. Wants to trade into the AWP as well, considering he is 11 points of health. No real urgency to do so, however. Rez is just playing very, very passively. Has moved back toward the CT angle, but that grenade not going to be that successful. Still, though, Bubsky spots out the player Dragonfly, doing the previous damage. Bubsky closing out the kill. 3rd round for Fragsters, and they save an AWP. Ninjas in pajamas. What do they want to do right here? Because, I mean, they theoretically should have ecoed that round without investing much more into it, but they did fall by their Kevlar, their utility to be much better, but it maybe not paid off as well as they would have liked right here. So Fragsters a chance to make it 4 rounds already on the T side, and especially with NiP just investing in some pistols. Don't really see a world where they can counter this much, although Get Right wants to try it. 2 kills already to be traded back. Those Dragonfly will shut down Lekro as well, and now into a 4v3. As this bomb goes down, should be pretty clear which way this round goes. Dragonfly to close down 1 more 4v2, and that's pretty much it. Just getting some nice little eco frags there. Refresh with the Mac-10 to clean up 1 as well. So there you go. Fragsters make it 4. NiP will now go into that rebuy. Will we see an AWP, though? Because their economy is not going to stretch far enough unless they want to discount the utility, maybe slacken the defuse kit, which is apparent anyway. They're even not going to be having that much security. Once again, though, do have a lot of utility. Just hope they use it well, because Fragsters there once again looking to head down toward that B bomb site. Something they've done very predominantly in the start of this first map here. Lekro does a great job of closing down too. However, damage done Dragonfly as well, which is definitely not something you're wanting here. Oh, actually, a boost comes through from Dragonfly, which might actually result in a frag, but no one really peeking that angle as of yet. So NiP just need to hold down the bomb sites here still. Torben does manage to swing out onto Rez behind the gap of that smoke. Close down 1. Does manage to trade it to a 4v3, but especially with the HP onto Dragonfly, even though he does have an AWP, it's going to be very tough to even try and enter onto a site right now. Dennis, though, is able to just rub a little bit more salt in the wound here of Fragsters. NiP, though, maybe overextending the peaks. Had to be done, though, for Letcro to even gather any sort of info, so maybe his death would have been great for the info, but Bubsky shuts down Forest in the back of the A bomb site. Plant is successful, now forces the rotations. Both players going to drive in from that same angle from the CT spawn. Dragonfly is going to reposition. The plant is favored for them as NiP looks across to the bomb site. Still, flash goes down. Maybe even it was a decoy. The way Bubsky will find one. Trades back two, though. Dennis saves the round for NiP. Gets the defuse in, and that's going to be a third for the CT side.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Still, though, especially with Fragsters winning quite a few rounds in a row, their money is going to allow the one more rebuy. A couple of players still having a lot of economy, actually. Dragonfly on 2100. Looks like he was dropped in AWP. Still, though, Fragsters with the 1 round advantage, and especially with the fact that NiP are 1 round away from this hard reset, they have to be sort of ready to win this one. Not doing so would result in that eco. Misguided Molotov, though, from that T side. Not going to really force out anyone from their position. Honestly, not too sure on how he lined that Molotov up, but it definitely didn't land correctly, that's for sure. Flash does go down toward Ivy. Forces Dennis out of position for now. Can still try and just hold down the Ivy angle, however. 40 seconds left. Fragsters now looking to make their move toward the A site. 2 players already deep down towards Ivy in a second to try and peek out of main. You have the Pop Dog burst ready when the time is right, but you want to really try and secure a frag before playing that Pop Dog player. It alleviates any sort of pressure of him being caught in the push. Although Dragonfly tagged and Stown will fall already. Forrest a fine 2 and a great play from him so far. Torben finally to dispossess him from that heaven angle. Bubsky just narrowly denying the bomb plant. Torben catches Rez off guard as well as he jumps onto the middle of bomb train. Even tries to peek out for a second and landed as well. 1v3. And Bubsky will close out the round. 5-3 to Fragsters. And NiP, just like I said, down to that hard reset. No cash left in the bank balance. And of course, the only way for them to really try and make any sort of impact into this round is just to force up. A double eco is not going to make any difference. Oh, sorry, a single eco. So a double on the cards, and obviously the rebuy would come in for the pistols. Lack of utility, minimal Kevlar, and already aggression shown by NiP. Already to gather somewhat of a little bit of information. Still, Fragsters looking to really utilize Ivy once again. They've done it once before and it worked out for them, and now they're just trying to exploit a weak factor of NiP's hold. They know especially they're going to be on an eco, so Ivy holds are somewhat rare in these occasions. Still, Rez first to die. Forrest to follow him as well. 40 seconds or 50 seconds even, that bomb goes down. NiP, what they want to do here most likely to save their Kevlar. There's no real reason to try and rush and just die right here. Yes, they do get some form of money because they're the CTs. But there's no real way to really retake the site, win the round right here, for the fact that there's still 5 players alive with Fragsters. They have these good after plant positions, and especially considering they're even having the confidence to leave a couple of players out at the bomb site, try and wait for exit kills. And there you have it. Fragsters to make it 6. One more eco on the cards for Ninjas in Pajamas right here, and that gives the T side a chance to make it 7. Especially on train, though. It is somewhat hard on the T side, but you use your utility well. You manage the way you push effectively, and you can really start to sort of gather successful rounds. And especially with a team like Fragsters, they're a very tactical team. Somewhat because they're Danish, and that's how Danes play Counter-Strike, but just for the fact that this team has been to a lot of lands successfully, they've had very minimal roster changes in the past sort of 4 to 6 months, so this team has had a lot of time to gel together. But NiP, of course, long veterans, but the scene is evolving massively. If you've been in esports for a long time, you will know that the top 20 right now is probably the most, or even top 10 is the most unstable it's ever been. And that allows for teams like Fragsters to really succeed at events like these, and that is what they're looking to do here. Of course, both of these teams are 0-1, so both sitting on losses, and a second one would really start to hurt them. But it's always heartbreak for any team, especially in a Swiss system, where you get 2-0 down. It's a very long road to come back. Still able to shift around to CT, getting himself 3 kills so far, and NiP pretty much forced to make their way towards showers, try and maybe drop down Pop Dog, but Letcrow's maybe main aim right now is to just carry that Kevlar over. It would allow him some form of sort of alleviancy to be able to buy more into the next round than he would be without having to purchase the Kevlar. But either way, both kills to be collected by Dragonfly. A great little 2-piece for him to end off the round, and Fragsters make it 7. NiP going to be heading into their full buy round this time, however, as we see them pick up 4 M4s. Get right actually down to a UMP just to focus on getting that full set of utility and the defuse kit as well, so making sure that he's just helping the team out step by step. Once again, Fragsters focusing their gun rounds toward the B bomb site, where they've had a lot of early round success. They seem to find that first pick and enter onto the site somewhat simply. Still though, as Fragsters do begin to get their utility down toward that B bomb site. Grenades to rain in from NiP, doing some early damage, although peeking on the back of the Molotov as it fades out. Flash comes through. Still a little bit of a peek being played. Letcrow finds one, and Get Right trades for a second. The flank from Forest could be absolutely perfect right now. Sadly not, though. Damage to be done, but Forest will fall. Get Right to catch one off guard as Bubsky maybe a little bit too eager to push out a Pop Dog right there. 45 seconds, and actually Dragonfly making his way toward the back of the heavens, catches out Letcrow. That might be their entry into the bomb site. If Rez falls, that might be so unfortunate right now for NiP, and as he pushes toward middle bomb train, the information does get heard, and Dragonfly finds one more. Get Right now alone, and Dragonfly cleans up 4, making it 8 for Fragsters, and NiP going in one by one to run to their death. Fragsters making 8th round, and it is going to be NiP now down to the pistols. Their money so ruined here. And either way, looking very tough right now for Ninjas in Pajamas. Get Right able to do a small amount of early round damage onto Torben, but that already gives away that there are pistols out on the CT side. Still though, Forrest going to once again show some aggression inside of A main. He's actually done that successfully in a number of rounds now. Still, with 1 minute on the clock, Fragsters doing a great job of just actually sitting back right now, waiting for NiP to overthink what they want to do. 2 players stacked deep inside A main and 1 toward Electric. That's a very close corner hold, and especially with both players being inside of A main, the rush might be a little bit disappointing, but get right. Great double spray down with the CZ. Forest is going to have a chance at getting 1 inside of A main, but Dennis swings out. Notoriously depicted for his skill with a pistol, refresh firing to close him down. This is not over yet for Fragsters, because there is a lack of Kevlar right now on this CT side. The aim punch could be huge from Lekro. He does manage to manage it well. 1 tap onto the head of refresh down will fall as well. It is going to be a 4th round for NiP. And a nice little play with the pistols to open the round with. That's a good start in that round, especially considering that Get Right got those 2 first kills. Either way, Fragsters 4 rounds in the lead. NiP, considering they kept a lot of players alive in that previous round, and for the fact that they were on pistols, their money is going to be somewhat inflated from that round victory, so it means they can lose this round and still comfortably able to somewhat invest into the next one. Bubsky already going to be receiving some early round damage. But NiP right now, the chance for them to make it 5. Dragonfly to pick off Forest already. Spots out a second player there in refreshes. He sees him move off toward the close left of Ivy. Don't think he spotted him crossing to camera though. Still, Get Right able to force back the AWP with a couple of flashbangs. NiP needing maybe 1 more round to guarantee somewhat of a good end to the half. 2 would be more preferred. But it is going to be Fragsters. Now head toward the A site. Refresh saves the life of his teammate. Dragonfly tagged down to 10 HP. Dennis does spot the cross of 1 player. Maybe even catches the head out there, but still on the flank is down, and he makes his way all the way past Ivy. Shuts down Dennis, and now Lekro in a 1v4. Already spots out the player inside of Hot Dog. Dragonfly picks him off, and Fragsters make it 9. 1 round away from their double figures, but like I said, NiP winning the anti-eco round gets them a nice little spell of money into their cash balance. Allows them to rebuy into this one, but losing it in that 15th round could get very, very difficult. Of course, with NiP being into that reinvestment, their utility going to be low. And especially on the CT side, you need a good bank of utility. You need the smokes to block off the angles, the flashes to really allow the entries, and just like that, Torben to pick off Get Right. That does start the push toward the B bomb site, and it might be very, very quick right here already. A second player to be incredibly tagged in the form of Forest. Bomb should be successfully planted. There's a lack of HE grenades to try and even deny that plant. So as this NiP side do try and hit the retake. Dennis to find one into the form of Storm. Bubsky trades back onto Forest. He was, of course, heavily low HP. Lekro catches a trade with the AWP, but Dragonfly denies once more. Now a 1v3 and a great adjustment from the T side AWP. He's having a very good game. And like I said, NiP needed that round to secure their finances for the final round of the first half. Just look at their money investing into pistols. But of course, they did have that somewhat success with the pistol round a few rounds ago. Still, NiP right now in 5 rounds. If they can secure 5, would be somewhat moderate scoreline. Already 2 kills to be traded back on the T side, however. Bubsky, flash goes down. They expect the rush already. Get right can fall to his death. Stal might even peek out and find one more. And with such a young player, the confidence is insane. Fragsters make it 11-4 at the end of the first half, and NiP. Max kills is 11 on Get Right. Look at Dragonfly though, 20-6. 20 kills to 6 deaths. Having a great game on that T side there. Still though, NiP going to be trying to really make their plays in this pistol round because they have to. They so need this round in their favor. Because doing so, losing this round to Fragsters on the pistol round is going to literally have a chance at ending their entire game. Fragsters make it 12. The 2 anti-eco rounds, unless any of them go in the favor of NiP, is going to lead to that 14-4 scoreline, and that is not something that NiP desire right now. Still though, Dragonfly able to deal some decent damage through the edge of the smoke, spamming away and nearly finding a head as well. Stalin is tagged down to 5 points of health, but so is Forrest, just sat on 35. Still, NiP now starting to head toward that B bomb site. Torben does get incredibly tagged. Matches Forrest on the somewhat low HP. Will be able to adjust to 1 kill though. Manages to shut down Rez. Still, 2 players incredibly low for this CT side right now. And especially with the flank coming through from NiP. Look how much HP these players have. Everyone is so incredibly low, but 3 kills come raining on through. Stalin and Refresh remain. And now it's just Refresh. 10 HP across 3 players though, but he does get closed down by Forrest. And NiP do make it 5, so they close out the pistol. That was a very scary pistol round there for NiP. For both teams, really, damage was done left, right, and center. Either way, though, Frags is now into there somewhat of a force by Scout. Has been dropped to Dragonfly, but that will not last for long as Get Right and Forrest both flying kills across the map right here. Still, the Scout does get collected. But I have a feeling it won't be in the game for long. Refresh, though, finds one and gets himself a second. Tags down a 30 and finishes off Rez. I thought that was a tag. But he gets a 180 flick onto the head of Rez. And now it's a 2v3. Flashbang goes through and Bubsky to find the kill onto Dennis. Now into a 1 versus 5-3 and Get Right. He is in such an uncomfortable position. That one player though, finds a second. Damage being done, but Torben closes him down. NiP get absolutely dominated in an anti-eco round. Fragsters make it 12 and NiP's money is ruined. With that, Fragsters have all the M4s in the world that they desire, the AKs to follow. This time it is going to be an NiP full dedicated hit toward the B bomb site. As soon as that flash goes down and the smoke begins to dissipate, NiP will run straight on through. Tag coming out from Lecro, but damage to be done across the board to 2 players. Fragsters now into the rotate, though, as they try to move in from the CT spawn. They'll catch off one player. Down trades back for a second. Bubsky to deny one more. Rest that very, very close, however, will not survive for long. Refresh cleans up one as well, and it is going to be a 1v3. The defuse now coming through, and Dragonfly even finishes off before the bomb gets tapped. Fragsters make it 13.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
But either way, NiP forced down to somewhat of a full eco right now. Fragsters on a great map lead as they head into the chance to get themselves a 14th round. Really push themselves close to getting match point right here. Already Dragonfly to find one and even gets himself a second. Red with a nice idea for the boost and does make it work as well, getting one trade out on the B bomb site. Still Refresh spots a further player. Expecting the push as well right here, but Dragonfly catches Dennis off guard. Get Right will fall as well, and Stown jumps out to take out Rez. 14-5, and Fragsters 1 round away from match point. We are going to see the 5 AKs out on the side for NiP, but Fragsters looking so strong on NiP's map pick as well. That's what you got to consider. Still, Fragsters going to be utilizing the 4-man stack toward the A bomb site with the solo player on bomb site, because it does work in a lot of situations. Still 2 players tagged to just below 50 points of health. NiP looking to try and just get any form of consolidation into this round. Victory for them would amount to somewhat of a maybe a life boost for NiP, but it's a long way back from 14-5. Two players still sitting on around half HP for the CT side right now. It is going to be NiP that will orientate their play toward the B bomb site. 25 seconds. Electro, Dennis and Get Right all find kills. That is what the C side needed right now.
Bomb has been planted.
Forest just to capitalize upon Refresh here, and is going to be Stown left in a 1v4.
Terrorists win.
Picked off by Electro, and NiP make it 6. They get around in their T side. The first one. First one after their pistol, in fact. Still, though, they have managed to force Fragsters down to the eco round. Flashbacks do come through, but Snow walked right past Electro there. Is able to shut him down. Leaves in a 5v4 already. Damage done on Dragonfly as well. Dragonfly trying to peek on the edge of that smoke. Not going to result in anything there, just his death. NiP a chance to make it 7 here on train. And as Red closes it down at Bubsky, Forest takes out Torben. A simple eco round for NiP. They do keep 5 players alive though, which is somewhat needed for their bank balance here. As you can see, Rez is now on Around $6,500, which is great for him. Fragsters now bringing out the double AWP setup though, which could start to get very, very interesting. It is going to be Get Right straight out of the A bomb site going. Already 2 kills to be found by him. That is what you want to be seeing from Get Right. As he tries to just push in for one more kill. That's on middle bomb train, a great spray, and he even finds a 4th. It's down to deny the ace. Finds one more kill, but it won't last for long as NiP make it 8. Fragsters once again down to their eco. Was expecting an attack pause, but that might come in the next round. And especially with these pistols on the CT side, don't really see a world where this can come to fruition for a victory. Already a one-man disadvantage and no real weaponry brought up into this round. No Kevlar, no utility. This should be a 9th round for NiP. But again, they've still got to win 5 in a row to tie the scoreline. Which is something that this team so desperately need. Going to 0-2 might just break NiP. Still, Fragsters just trying to ride the wave of this round. There's no real reason for them to really try and find a victory. A couple of kills would be nice, maybe save an AK, but not typically expecting much right now from the CT side. Getting into the gun round, though, if they bring back that double AWP setup, could be somewhat of a good idea, but straight down comes through from Get Right. 2 more kills for him. And it is going to be Refresh, alone in the 1 versus 4. And as Refresh, just walking down toward Ivy. Maybe trying to maybe get an exit kill, but there's no real way for him to secure the weapon. Drop from Forest. Still Refresh. He's playing for those exit frags and will find one of them. Let's get traded back by Get Right somewhat instantly. But there you have it. 9th round for NiP. 1 away from double figures. Fragsters now back onto their gun round though as they bring out the AWP onto Dragonfly. A lot of utility for that CT side here. Dragonfly has had to glass cannon the AWP, however. Could be somewhat of an issue as he goes for the peek inside of the top of heaven. That is not the play you want to be making right now, Fragsters. They're somewhat slipping out of this game as NiP find their footing. And that's a good start from NiP right now. Able to close down just one more frag as Torben tried to retrieve the AWP. Isn't going to happen, and Fragsters already 2 men down. Still, though, as Fragsters try to hold off on this bomb site. Bomb is heading inside of what looks like showers. Or not, it's inside of A main. So it is going to be an A bomb site hit, but get right. Teetering on the edge of the Molotov. Stowing does find one, but can't adjust as quick as he would have liked. Refreshing Bubsky in a 2 versus 4, and they need to find at least one kill right here. Grenade comes through. A little bit of damage to be done onto Dennis as he goes to plant the bomb, but this should just let Fragsters head into the save. They have the AWP retrieved from the top of heaven, which is a great start for them to carry into the next round. Once again, though, Fragsters to challenge for that 15th round coming up in the next. This is where they definitely need to force out maybe just the one semi-buy, get a pistol round out of the way, and then go into the full buy round, because this is where they do not want to slip up right here. And there you go, they have just bought into a couple of pistols, not really expending much right here, which is great for the economy moving forward. Only 5 rounds left of regulation play. We saw NiP go to overtime in their first map. In the previous best of 3 yesterday, sorry. This time though, it is going to be NiP. Pressure down toward Ivy. Forest with a great double to open. With a nice adjustment to close out Get Right. Gets himself 1 AK to work with. But as those 2 kills do get found already, Torben now alone 1 versus 4. There you have it. Dennis to close down. It is going to be 14-11 and NiP. Getting somewhat close to tying the scoreline up here now. Fragsters going back into their rebuy, however, as we see that AWP being purchased back out onto Dragonfly. He cannot go affording those peaks inside of heaven again, though. Dragonfly cannot go to lose this AWP. They need his expertise. He's been very good in this best of 3's first map, especially on that T side, but a little bit vacant. Not had the AWP too much here on CT, which might be the downfall of him here. Still, though, NiP going to be playing that somewhat default setup. 2 towards Ivy, the rest dispersed across the bomb site, holding down toward Pop Dog, sitting toward the back of B halls. Still a lot of time for NiP to make their move in this round. Fragsters just stacking toward the A site. Letcrow will be able to shut down Stavn already, though. Bubsky trades back 1 onto Rez. Into a 4 versus 4, but Forrest has a great run onto the bomb site right here. Still, Dragonfly is out of reach for him. Might be able to get 1 kill, though. Dragonfly, great adjustment onto Letcrow. Even tries for a second refresh to support, but he won't last for long. Now a 2 versus 2 as Forrest drops down from the lower heaven. Tries to cross to the bomb site, but gets caught off. Bubsky with a great angle sat behind the Molotov. Now just Dennis alone in a 1 versus 2 as he adjusts towards Pop Dog. Checking every single angle now. Just staying very passive behind. Olof tries to get the bomb. Tap on the defuse. Dennis has to push forward, though he will find the first kill. Drops out the flash. Tries to tap for the defuse. Dennis in a great position right now, though, as he just baits around the back of the bomb train. And he will find the round. NiP make it work as they clutch out the afterplant. NiP to secure themselves a 12th round thanks to Dennis. Fragsters now economically Not able to invest into a buy round, so just the pistols, one scout onto refresh. But once again, NiP really starting to mount this pressure right now onto Fragsters. Stealing away this first map in a 16-14 fashion might just break Fragsters, both mentally and on the server. Still stabbing straight through the Molotov down towards Ivy. Is being pressured already though, as Forrest is there to take him down. The second player will fall as well. Dragonfly out of the round. NiP starting to make much better plays right now. Really seeming to be a lot more comfortable here on T side. Still though, Fragsters not in the best position right here. Refresh with the scout in hand. Bomb is going to be planted.
Bomb has been planted.
And as Refresh just sits towards Ivy. Scout in hand, misses the shot. Let Grow to find the kill. 13-14, NiP 1 round away from tying the scoreline. And I have a feeling that Fragsters might have to bring out the double up setup. They're not going to, though. They are just not going to. Sticking with the trusty AWP of Dragonfly. Once again, showing some early round aggression toward the back of Ivy. Is not going to be successful just yet. NiP secured this round, and my god, Fragsters will be in a very tough spot. Flash comes through, not really making any sort of impact, but Fragsters expending a lot of utility in the early round. Dragonfly to be tagged once. No real pressure amounted to him though as of yet. Getting close towards Ivy, but Dennis nearly. Did Refresh actually get tagged there? I don't think he did. It was a very weak tag if it was. Maybe from the grenade. But Fragsters, not a lot of utility as his time does begin to tick. 30 seconds left. Dragonfly down to 10 HP. Refresh onto 29. Dragonfly getting ready to scope on through though. Letcrow will fall. The B bomb site hold has to come through right now from Fragsters, sorry. Rez all ready to punish one. Gets himself 2 and Dennis finds a 3rd. That should be the round for NiP as they tie out the score. Fragsters already backing off for the save. The 2 low players of the CT side. And Fragsters allowing NiP to tie up the scoreline at 14-14. Dennis even trying to deny. Dragonfly will drop and Refresh. 29 points of health, has to try and retrieve the AWP and is not able to do so yet. Get Right dispossesses him though, and that's 14-14. Fragsters finally calling a pause by the sounds of things. And right here, this is not looking great for Fragsters here on out. And with that, they are just going to try and discuss whatever they want in this tactical pause, because taking a look at their money, it's going to be very hard to really provide anything successful in the round. So it might just be a chance for Fragsters to maybe... They look like they're playing for OT right now. They're buying into the pistols, the Kevlar, the minimal amounts of utility. And they're playing for overtime right here. They're trying to take this to another set of rounds. But NiP might just get themselves a great chance to maybe close this out right here, because Fragsters not going all in to try and deny this round could really hurt them. And then they'd be reliant on a 15-14 round victory to tie it to OT. Torben already tagged down to 23 points of health. Still though, Fragsters find 2 kills with the CZs. That's great openings to potentially sway the round in their favor. Bomb has been dropped and no chance of it being collected because Stout is manning down the angle. Fragsters make it 5 versus 2. And is this where NiP choke it out? They have a lot of money on the T side though. Bomb has been dropped once again. No chance of collecting it just yet. But Forest can maybe find 1 kill to trade. Refresh is just quicker though. And it's now just res 1v5. Already picked off by Bubsky, and that's 15-14 match point for Fragsters. And they might have just secured OT. NiP, of course, the momentum lying in their favor, but if Fragsters just swayed that away from them here. Match point for Fragsters to take the first map of this series. And my oh my, this is getting very, very dangerous for both of these teams right here. Overtime for both teams is going to be a very dangerous prospect, just for the fact of how many rounds they've lost respectively on their T sides. We've seen both of these teams have successes out on the CT, or on the T, on the T half. Sorry, on their CT sides have been very, very weak. Just like NiP were. Fragsters sort of replicating that right now. Still match point for them. A chance to steal away the first map. NiP's map pick. And it's going to be NiP to head toward the B bomb site to get this job finished. Try and get overtime secured. Going to be the early peek toward heaven right now for Forest. A little bit of utility to be played, but Torben already to find 1. Forest trades back straight away, but how long will he survive? Down with a great flick. And now a 4 versus 2. The bomb goes down, but already they're manning his angles as the flank has to come through. Already Forest trying to tap away in a 1 versus 4, and Fragsters, they make the game work. 16-14. And they close out the map pick of NiP.
Counter-terrorists win.
Frag